Okay, we're doing chapter 12 TeachIt video. This is problem 6, I believe. It just has these two triangles that I've drawn to the best of my ability. That's kind of what they look like in the book. But all this one's asking for is to prove that AB is parallel to DE. So trying to prove these two. So just some things we can start with. We know that AC is congruent with EC. Same with BC is congruent to DC. So we do know those. Now, angle ACB, so this angle right here, is congruent to this angle right here, angle ECD. So these are congruent by way of vertical angles, and vertical angles are just the angles opposite of each other when two lines cross. So these lines crossing here, just the opposite ones. The vertical angles are always going to be equal, so we do know that. Now, because of that, we can go ahead and now we know that triangle ACB is congruent to triangle ECD. So these triangles are congruent, which means that angle angle DEC, okay, so right here, is congruent to angle BAC. So right here, these are congruent by way of, sorry, let me mark that for you. Okay, those are congruent by way of the CPC/TC, or the congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. It's a lot of congruence, but so we know that. Based on that, now we can confirm that AB is in fact parallel to DE here, because they do have the alternate interior angles. So not a lot of actual math for this one, a lot of terminology and just knowing what things are congruent, things like the vertical angles and the CPC/TC, alternate interior angles. This one was more of a term thing, but still really not too difficult when you just start to break it down and find out what is congruent and what can you make congruent, and just through that we have proven that AB is in fact parallel to DE. So that is all for this one. Thank you.